Hello, welcome to Vagdevi Institutes. Before going to today's session, if you are not subscribed, please do a subscribe. In today's session, we are going to discuss what is a pivot table in Excel. What is a pivot table? Actually, pivot table will help you to summarize your data. Let's say I have a large amount of data. If you want to summarize or see in a particular way, it will help. The pivot table will help to analyze your data. How to do a pivot table? First, you need to select the data. Make sure you have selected the data before applying a pivot table. Where to create a pivot table? We have an option in insert. Go to the insert. We have an option called a pivot table. Click on this drop down, and here from table or a range or from external data sources. There are two options available. From table or a range means in this Excel, if you have any data, you can select that a range. Let's say I have selected a specific range, or if you have already a table, you can select the table. That is this option. And the second option is from external data sources. From external data sources in the sense it's not something which is available in your Excel. Like if you want to take the data from SQL, or if you want to take the data from MS Access, or if you want to take from the text files, so you can take the data and you can create a pivot table directly without importing the data to Excel. Currently, I have a data in my Excel, so I'm going to use from table or a range. Just select this from table or a range. So it's automatically showing this pop-up and see what range it is selected from A1 to 3305 range. And where do you want to create your pivot table? In new worksheet or an existing worksheet? So I want to create a pivot table in new worksheet, and I'm clicking on OK. So my pivot table is created. You can ask why we don't see any data, because it won't be available as soon as you create a pivot table. So you need to choose the fields. What do you want to see, or what do you want to summarize your data? Okay, here if you see, there are four panes are exist here. One is a filter pane, one is a columns pane, rows pane, and values. So what are these four? What are the differences between them? Okay, let's discuss one after one. Now what I want to see is, I want to see total number of sales by a customer ID. I want to summarize. Why I want to summarize? Because if you go to your data, I have a customer ID multiple times, right? And for each line we have a sale value. So I want to summarize this data based on the customer ID, which means that I want as a single line, single customer ID and a total sum of sales. So how do I do that? Click on a customer ID and just drag it to a rows here. And what do you want? Sales, right? So I want a summarization of a sales. I'm going to drag that sales to my values. So here it is showing a sum of sales for each customer ID. For each customer ID, if you see, it will give a unique values from the customer, from the rows pane, which is nothing but a customer ID, and it will sum up the values from your original data. Okay, these two will help. This row will help to show your data in this format, and values is something that you can summarize your data, or it can average your data, it can count your data. Okay, and what is the filter pane? So I want to drag this country to my filter pane. So it is showing here as a country, as a filter here. And if you click on this drop down, it's as of now only United States are there. Okay, let me remove this one country. Let's add a segment here instead of country, and see if we have a multiple values. Yes, we have multiple values. Okay, if you want to see a only corporate related segment data, just select the corporate here. So whatever data it is showing in pivot table which is related to a corporate, and if you want a customer data, select a customer as well and click on OK. So now it's selecting a multiple items which is a corporate and a customer, and both related data it is showing in your pivot table. And next one is the columns. What is the columns? When you drag the customer ID to a rows pane, it is showing like this, right? Rows. But if you drag this customer ID to a columns pane, it will show as a horizontally, and it will show, if you drag here, it will show as a vertically. And even you can keep this segment to the columns as well. So now for corporate, for customer ID, there is no data, no sale happened. But For customer, there is a sale happened for this particular customer ID. So it will segregate like this in your pivot table when you drag that specific field to the columns pane. Okay, and to more attractive, if you want to create your pivot table, there are many options here. Just right click on this pivot table, go to the pivot table options, and here you just select a display, go to the display and select, there is an option called a classic pivot table. Click on this one and click on OK. So the table will show like this. This is how we can create a pivot table in Excel. Thank you.